everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. The boys are back, and West Ham look like they're getting loads and loads and loads of signings. To my right is Lucas, all the way from the US of A. Down the bottom there is Clive, and over there is, you know who he is, the Mr. Swearer. And that is
I'm in a
Mitchell
great
Fox.
mood today, so I don't see any need to swear.
So am I, until he lets one loose, and then I'll be furious.
After this show, I need a shit.
That's a pound.
That's a pound. That's a pound gone already.
You are a terrible human.
He lasted less than 60 seconds.
Oh, I can't get the staff. Right, we're talking about...
The devil is going to have a handful with you. I can't wait.
I know. Lucas, talk to me. Alvarez.
Did last night, baby.
Has arrived.
Alvarez. I'm not going to switch my position on what I think about him, but at the end of the day, I'd rather have a DM than none. So, yes, I'm excited we've got a DM in, but my opinion on him has not changed. I don't rate him as highly as everyone else, and I hope he proves me wrong because I don't care about being proved wrong.
What about you, Mitch? Talk to me.
I got some very, very happy with the signing, purely because it's a defensive midfielder. That is good. That's all I wanted. I mean, there were better options out there, in my opinion, for the sixth role, but he's good, and we've got one in, and that's all I wanted because I was worried that it would take to right to the end of August when we signed a defensive midfielder. But at least we've got it done. And for me, he has to start on Saturday. I don't give a fuck. He's fit. He's been playing pre-season games. Just fucking get him in there. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh, that's two! That's two!
We're chucking him out. I can't be asked, man. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with this guy, man.
Right.
Can't be bothered.
God. Oh
you
my
are
God.
you are not coming back until £5 hits my PayPal.
Oh my God. Right. James, get back in the game. Right. I'll talk about a mad one. Listen, Alvarez, me and Clive discussed it earlier on, and basically it was a decent signing for the fee. Clive, you pretty much agree with me, don't you? Like, it's pretty good signing for the fee.
Look, there's three things about Mexico that I love: tacos, tequila, Edson Alvarez.
Not the women.
I mean,
Clive, you've had a mare there. You've had a mare.
I prefer the South American women, but
they are South American practically.
Well, practically and not quite the same, but close enough. Yeah, look, the women there are good as well. But we're here for Edson Alvarez. I think he's going to be a great signing for us. He's versatile. So when Zuma gets injured, and providing we bring in another DM, I think obviously it will be useful to have that sort of versatility in a player such as him. He's got a good record. Yes, last season wasn't as good, but let's just remember 12 months ago, not only were Ajax not willing to let him go, but he had some big clubs that were after him.
See, I like him. I do, but I do worry about him, if I'm going to be honest. Just write this down here.
Alvarez.
Right? Yeah, I do. I just think, is he ready to come into the Premier League where it's a lot faster than the Dutch league? Let's be honest, the Dutch league, Ajax are usually controlling games, aren't they? Let's be honest. And West Ham
But he plays in Champions League, and he's not been a problem, from what I've heard.
True.
Yeah, but have Ajax been great in the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, look,
years ago.
He'll be good for the European. Oh God, Jesus.
And again, that's an open-ended question
Conference.
because I don't
League,
know. And I agree with Fever. I've been saying that because his F breath is fantastic. His stats look amazing. But again, you gotta throw in that pinch of salt because it's a Dutch league. Now with Fofana, right? He played in Ligue 1. I think that league is a bit more transitional to the Prem than the Dutch league.
But let's bear in mind, Edson Alvarez made the transition from Mexican league to the Eredivisie instantly. Not even with like a little bit of ask there. And bear in mind, that's switching his life from his home to Europe. I think like because of how quick he transitions. Like how I see it is if he can transition that quickly into European style in the first place, that's not bad for a player that's come straight out of a league that's not even in the top 10.
And for me, I will say this as well. One thing I do like that a lot of people do not think about, and it actually does give me a little bit of hope. He was managed under Ten Hag, so he's got to have some wits about him if he was playing under Ten Hag. But then again, like I said, the FBref looks great. All of his stats look fantastic, but I am curious to see how fast or how oiled he will transition to the league.
Breaking news.
Go ahead.
Cresswell has returned to training, but on his own, because he's a scuss.
Fair enough, Mitch.
Happy?
Yeah. Ultra 505 says he doesn't. He don't like the Alvarez signing at all. I can understand it. I think he's okay. But he's fifth choice, isn't he? Or fourth choice, whatever he is.
30 million for 30-year-old out of favour is a lot of money.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. He's going to be the first choice DM. He will be.
Yeah.
100%.
If he doesn't play against Bournemouth, he will play the next match.
And he's automatically third choice centre back at this rate.
And again, that was one of my other things. I actually rate him a bit more if he is a center half than a midfielder. But then again, like I said, I'm open to being proved wrong. I do not care. I hope he proves me wrong. But I see what I see.
Will he prove you wrong?
I
hope he does.
Feeding the pony.
I reckon by the end of the season, Lucas is going to be voting for Edson Alvarez as Hammer of the Year.
And I will proudly do that if he does the job. I have no agenda. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to be the best player at the club.
That's a lie. He's Mexican, Lucas. Don't lie.
I do have a disdain for the Mexican national team and whoever plays for it, but club over country. Every time.
I mean, that's a very girly mug. Sorry.
Mate, I'll just listen.
His mug or his mug?
It's a little teacup. It's a little teacup.
Right, let's talk about this then. Well, obviously, Alvarez looks like he's going to be done. Now, this is the one where everyone's going to be talking about tonight.
Shut up.
Right, Maguire, McTominay, 60 million bid incoming.
Not incoming. It's already happened.
Verbally.
I'm not. I don't know about this one. I really don't. I'll let Clive go first.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
So I know we touched briefly on it earlier today when we were talking about Alvarez, but I have no qualms when it comes to McTominay. I know there's a lot of fans that will be like, "Oh, this isn't great," but I think for 30 mil, for someone who's been in the Premier League for a decade, played under numerous managers and retained a club position at Manchester United, he deserves a little bit more backing than perhaps some fans give him. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing for 30 mil. My bigger gripe as a whole is Maguire. And the only reason I have an issue with Maguire is I actually think it'd be a good signing. We could probably revitalise his career, etc., etc. It's just the fact that he's already stated he is not interested in coming to West Ham. And I want someone who's going to play for the club, play for the shirt, play for the badge. If he can promise that, all is forgiven, because I think it's a great signing. But when you know what his wage is going to be and the sort of big amount of money for him, I think it's a bit of a you need him to fight for the club, basically.
Mate, the wage bill could be increased as well, because Alvarez is about to make like £150,000 or £150,000 a week at West Ham.
But bear in mind, Rice is gone, and that's basically a similar wage almost.
Yeah, I agree. I quite feel the opposite, or no, I feel the same, but with the other player. Like what you said about Maguire, I feel the way with McTominay. Not that he won't play for the badge, but just in terms of buying. Like I've said on Twitter today, I've said before, and I've said it for years, ever since he started playing for United. I don't rate McTominay. I just think he's a trash player. I don't think he's good, but he's just not a 40 to 45 million pound player. If we get him for 30, it's whatever. I think he's about a 25 million pound player, but 30, I think it's fair in terms of the market. So if we get him for that and not pay 45 million pound, I won't call it a win. It's a lot more. I'm keen to it a bit more, but I think Harry Maguire. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Harry Maguire for 30 million pounds.
See, I don't mind necessarily having both because, like, I know McTominay last season didn't really play as much as in previous seasons and whatnot, but I would not be opposed to having McTominay as a bench player. It seems like a lot for 30 million, but him as a bench player, and then you have Alvarez with Souček, and then let's say Zuma gets injured for Nay's sake here. You bring Alvarez into the sort of centre back role, and then you have McTominay and Souček as your DMs, as your worst case scenario.
That is a bad scenario, though.
What you say?
I mean,
Mitch?
it's not ideal, but
to be accepted,
we're only
is this
going to bring
bollocks or not? I don't know if this is. Where is it,
Clive? If you had to pick one between spend £30 million on Maguire and McTominay, who are you picking? Just personally,
I would actually pick Maguire. And the reason behind that is I think he has leadership skills. Wow. I think he's got good leadership skills. People need to remember what he did at Leicester. And yes, some players made him look good, but I think Maguire would be the better option. I do think we could get a better player as a DM in. Personally.
I think my final say on it, I think for £60 million for the both of them, I think that is an incredibly fair price, and I honestly don't know why United wouldn't take that.
Right, I'm going to say this, yeah. Right, as Mitch is gone, yeah, because he's getting trolled by Alfie. For me, 100%, mate. Trust me, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. Can't get the staff on here. I'm looking for fucking panelists. Do you know what I mean? Right, Maguire, 30 million. I think it's enough. I would say that's enough. I don't think any more is what we should be paying for him. Yeah, I think he's damaged. If I'm being honest, I think he's a damaged player.
He had an assist as well after, like, everyone was slating him on Twitter, but as soon as he made that mistake, he literally got an assist.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think he's as damaged as you think.
Yeah, well,
I think he would be if he was not in the England national team, and I think because Southgate has provided that sort of sanctuary of I'm still going to utilise you. Yeah, I think this could be good for Maguire because if he doesn't do well at West Ham, I don't think Southgate has any legs to stand on to keeping Maguire. So Maguire knows this has to work out if he leaves Manchester United.
He fits, in my opinion, he fits the way we defend. I know everybody says he's slow, blase. I get it, but he fits what we're trying to do. And you could say the same for McTominay. Even though I don't rate McTominay, he does fit Moyes' system. So
agreed.
At the end of the day, it's give and take. And really, my opinion does not matter at the end of the day.
I think for 16 million for the pair, I think it's okay. It's okay. Like I think if you getting two players that are of a decent standard, I do think Maguire's damaged though. I will say that. And what someone said earlier on in the space, and I make 100% right, is he's got so many mistakes in Man United. People will soon turn on him if he starts making the mistakes for West Ham.
Yeah, but
they've already
but that's like De Gea, isn't it? I mean, De Gea got slated last season, but they all forget about the 6 seasons prior that he saved them about 150 points in between. Like, all right, one bad season doesn't necessarily, I think things have changed since that whole Greece debacle we had with whilst he was off on the summer holidays. But I think let's give him a chance. We can't. I think it's a good name. I think it's good. Good name to have.
What about you, Mitch? Without swearing, without leaving, without doing anything, what are you saying about Maguire and McTominay?
You swore a minute ago, apparently.
Hey?
Yeah, you swore a minute ago.
Who?
Mitch. What do you think, Mitch? Right. What do you think about Maguire and Scott McTominay, bruv? Don't worry about me. Like he's wearing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he's done it again.
Alfie, can you shut up first of all? It's been a freak tonight, and I was a bit excited. But
you all.
Will you just fucking speak? Listen, I'm going to say this. Right. Shut the fuck up and speak about Maguire and McTominay.
Oh no!
Thank you.
This is literally all Mitch's fault.
This is not, Lucas. Don't be a little mug. All right.
The only mug here is you. You got 2 of them.
I'm not. I've got one here, and you're the other.
Oh, mate. Will you speak about Harry Maguire, bro?
I've been a good boy.
Mate, I don't care what
Oh,
your
Talk
missus
about
is.
McGuire McTominay, please.
Okay. All right. So,
Actually, no, I lied. Please don't say anything.
McTominay,
Go
and
on.
Maguire for 60 million, and Edson Alvarez actually is less. It's still 10 million less than what we sold Declan Rice for. So, if I put it in that perspective, I'm happy. If
Right.
he was to get all three players, which Edson Alvarez looks like, and Maguire says it's more likely to be accepted than McTominay, then yeah, I would be happy. I'd be happy with all three.
Would you be really happy?
Maguire
Mitch?
is a bit steep. Pardon?
Would you be really happy?
I'll be, at this stage, considering we just need players in. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, James.
Well, no, you did say really happy. Like, I don't think you'd be really happy.
I'm asking a question for crying out loud. Are you going to be happy about it, Mitch?
I'll be happy, yeah.
Not
Are you
content.
sure?
You'd be happy.
Breaking news! Mitch will be happy for once!
Says you.
Mitch will be happy. Listen, like and subscribe to the channel, please. Help us out.
Mitch, was that the face you were having when you had hot wings with James the other day?
Oh, yeah, mate.
No, that was me with a bust and that.
Oh, lovely. Right, so
I'm not someone. Yeah, I'm doing really well. I'm watching every word I'm saying.
Right, are you? So you'd be happy, Mitch, with Maguire and McTominay at 60 million? Yes or no?
Yeah, but that's the max. I think that's very fair.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you know what? I think they're going to reject it. Someone just said in the chat just a minute ago. Yeah, someone just said in the chat just a minute ago on Manchester United channels, they're all laughing at West Ham, thinking West Ham are going to go in there and get two of their rejects out. But
I've seen not the opposite, but I've seen accounts like begging and pleading United to take the money.
Not McTominay. I've seen a lot of United fans really rating McTominay and saying he'd be a good signing for us.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Maguire,
Well,
not so much.
Same United fans that all wanted to get rid of David De Gea, and then in pre-season, Onana's not done much better, has he?
I remember Saka, and then
They're
last season
slacking off De Gea. Look at all the clean sheets he had.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
De Gea was poor last season.
He was last season, but they forget about the 6 other seasons that, thanks to him, they managed to get European football in a couple of those seasons.
Oh, United fan base is so disgusting the way they treat.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, they've switched on some of their best servants of the club very quickly, and I think sometimes the grass ain't always greener, and that's what people need to realise. I think Maguire's not dead wood yet, and let's all remember what happened with Lingard. Yeah, like Lingard had half a season with us, absolutely smashed it, got an England call up, and look at him ever since he left West Ham, rubbish.
Yeah, I know, but I just think...
I'm worried about the wages though. Like, I can't see.
Yeah,
on 150 grand a week because he's not going to half his wages.
Well, mate, Alvarez is already going to be on it, so why not throw in another?
Yeah, but
I tell you what.
But then it's unsettled the wage structure. Then
no.
I tell you be on more. Everyone else is going to be on more.
I tell you what would help with the wage structure. This is a shout out to the Saudi Pro League. If anyone would like to sign Daniel Ings from West Ham, please do so. 125k per week.
Oh, hello.
What are you on one tonight, Mitch? I just want to know what you're on, mate. You know what I'm saying?
What are you even talking about, bro?
I know.
Oh, James. Me?
No, you, Mitch, not me. You.
I'm not the one that's swearing tonight.
Looking at the picture like, oh, hello.
Oh, Ali.
You're not the ones. You're not the one swearing. I guess the Pope doesn't wear little red shoes. I know,
mate. Trust me, I don't know Mitch, mate. Listen, Tony says here, yeah, calling to CMB. Moyes is gone on Wednesday. True or false, lads?
False.
I haven't seen anything.
We wouldn't be bringing in players otherwise.
Nah, there's no way he's going anywhere, mate. Well, not being funny. Maguire and McTominay, yeah, they're his type of players, aren't they? Moyes is. You know what I'm saying? There's no way like they're going to sack him. Why don't they wait until Wednesday for anyway? Just sack him tonight. Yeah. If that's the case.
For me, Maguire, McTominay, £60 million combined. It's fair. I wouldn't be happy about it. I would I'd be rather indifferent. I can see past my judgment of both, but it'd be okay.
In all fairness, if you actually think about it, 3 players for just over 90 million. About 10 million short of the overall final price for Rice. I mean, if you put it like this, Maguire, McTominay, and Alvarez for a total of 95 million.
That's what I said about 5 minutes ago.
Did you?
Yeah. The only
and
thing I will say...
Oh, that's a good point, Clive.
No.
Well, no, it is, because people are saying for the £100 million that we get for Rice, that should bring us four-ish players.
Yeah, I think three's a decent number. I mean, let's also remember Maguire and McTominay also have European experience. Champions League, Europa League. Like, we all want to be fighting for European positions. We need players that understand European competitions.
Danny boy. Apparently, Graham Potter was seen walking past a London stadium. Breaking news, people. Breaking news. Listen, I don't know what to say, really. One thing I will say that I did hear earlier on that I'm not happy about is if Maguire comes in, he's going to be made captain. What do you think on that?
Well, who else is there? Who else is there, though?
Yeah.
I would rather he came in without, like, for at least the first season, perhaps, without this pressure of captaincy. Because clearly the pressure is what his downfall was at Manchester United with the captaincy. His form started to go as soon as he was made captain, really.
And then let's be honest, it would be a bit weird if Harry Maguire wanted to come, but his only thing was he needed to be captain. That'd be a bit weird. But it bothers me a little bit just because I'm kind of on the same wavelength as you, Fever. I don't want someone to be bought and then be captain immediately, because that's not like, I don't know. That's just not the way
you wanted JWP to be captain. So work.
But especially someone coming here who doesn't really want to be here. That's
I agree. The
true. That's a fair point.
Here is probably my issue with him not getting a captaincy in that extent.
But the good counter argument is that we do not have a captain, so really it's a good debate.
Thomas Tuchel would be a great captain.
We could have a massive debate about it.
Oh, leave it out about Thomas Tuchel.
I was actually talking to one of my United mates today. We were talking about Maguire McTominay, and he asked me who I'd want as captain. And I've said before, if I had to pick, gun to my head, I'd say Soufal. But if Bowen was a bit more edgier, I think he'd be up for being captain. But he's just like really not that guy.
He ain't got any like.
Accordingly, our bid for McTominay has gone in as a standalone bid and has just been made in the last 10 to 20 minutes for 30 million. So that has now officially been confirmed. So yeah.
So
God damn it!
Standalone bid. So two £30 million bids have been made. One from Maguire,
Man United fans must have looked at West Ham and thought, right, David Moyes, he loves Man United. He loves taking Man United players. They are literally celebrating in the streets of Manchester right now. Do you know what I mean? Moonwalking and everything. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you now, players that leave Man United gone on to do good things in recent years. Obviously, Lingard came to us, done well. Andres Pereira left, done really well for Fulham.
Ashley Young did good for Roma. Was it Young? Yeah.
Ashley Young done great for Villa.
Yeah.
So, if you're talking about them two, would you take Martial and all?
I would.
Because he's just a spoiled little... he's a little...
You might as well just let it out, Mitch. Like,
I can't. I'm being a really good boy.
Under the right circumstances, I'd take Martial. I think he's quality.
Why?
I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
You'd play him up top? You'd play him up top and have a striker situation again in 12 months' time when we can't get him for whatever.
Well, mate, let's think about it right now. Who would I rather have? Antonio, Danny Ings, Martial? No, but I know who I'd rather play.
No, but there's strikers we could physically buy instead of getting the player.
No, I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is, just in that scenario, out of Antonio, Ings, Mubama, and Martial, I know 1,000% who I'd start.
Chris Smalling.
Yeah, Martial. I'd start Martial, but I just don't think he would work well in that sort of lone striker environment system for West Ham.
Don't know. Yeah. I'm not on the Martial train. Really,
Martial is a finished man with a finished mindset, and No checkers. He's finished.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
No checkers. Fucking hell. You know what I mean? Just can't get the staff. Can't get the staff. And that's this. Breaking news: West Ham have changed their name to Manham. Fair enough. I thought it was quite funny. Let's talk about Broja. Something come out yesterday, late last night, that Chelsea might be letting him go, and West Ham are interested. Thoughts?
He's the man.
I'd take him.
But
then again, West Ham. When you put West Ham and Striker together, it's almost impossible for me not to say bring him in.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
I'm worried. He had that injury last season. Let's see how he gets on first before we go. Oh, let's get him.
Well, we won't because he won't play at Chelsea.
No, but what I'm saying is I wouldn't want us to go, oh, let's put 25 million in towards Broja. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was a loan with not necessarily the guarantee of buying him either. Because
Okay, Sullivan.
Well, what can I say?
Well,
I'm getting a
I
little
agree
bit
with
dodgy down here
Clive.
as well. I think a knee injury like that, we know exactly how our record with
I agree.
players being injured all the time and stuff like that, and it's a knee injury. Scamacca had multiple knee injuries last season. It's a risky move.
And again, right now I'm all for whoever suits the system. Just bring him in, even if I don't agree with the player. My opinion doesn't matter. I'd rather just players come in that suit Moyes' system.
Yeah, but it seems like that Moyes is getting his own way, isn't it? Let's be real.
Maybe.
Do you think? Do you think I would say Alvarez isn't necessarily Moyes getting his way. I think that's a mix between him and Steiden, personally.
I don't know. I don't know about that, because when you look at 60
I
million...
do, because Paulinho was the number one choice, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know, but West Ham ain't paying 80 million for Paulinho, though, Clive, you know that.
Yeah, but
they
made bids. Did they or did they not make bids? They made
I know.
bids.
But the thing is, right, I get that, but then you've got to look at this and go, 60 million for two players is better than 60 million for one. That's what
that could be argued.
No, but I'm saying Alvarez.
Paulinho's better than McTominay and Maguire combined.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Don't know about that. That's a debate for another time, mate.
Paulinho was one of the best defensive midfielders.
As Uncle Donnie would say, wrong.
I'm going to make you cry now, Lucas. This is a moment of you crying tears of Croatian heartache.
Okay.
This man, Vlasic, 11 million outgoing. It's just been agreed by Torino that he's on his way out.
Adios.
No, I'm actually quite happy it's over now.
Yeah, his medical's on Tuesday, apparently.
Mate, Torino have been an absolute disgrace with this transfer. Honestly, it's a joke. I've been over it for quite some time now, but actually Torino, if anything, almost made me cry because they were just like, how can you agree to a loan with the buyback, right? And they must have thought that the buyback was suitable. They don't do it. Then they come back and lowball, 4 or 5 million euros? And it's just like, you know the score. You know the score, and they try to do that. I thought that was an absolute joke. But, I mean, Vlasic, it
hasn't worked out with Vlasic. Right? I've had arguments when people used to say to me that Vlasic was better than Ben Rama. I used to laugh in their face.
I was worried when we signed him because he didn't do well at Everton either. I was quite concerned. I know he had like a good performance at Torino last season.
He barely played at Everton,
he did. Yeah.
He was very young at that time as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree on that.
I don't know.
I just think at the end of the day, he just didn't have the panache we were looking for. I still think he's a decent player, but he didn't live up to the billing. He's still
anyone can look good in a Russian league. Let's be honest.
I mean, he has redeeming qualities in my opinion, but again, like I said, he just didn't. It's half of the time it's all about time and place when you come into the Premier League outside of England. So, and really, it didn't work out for him, and it is what it is.
I think we've done well getting 11 million from him, really. So he just never made it in the Premier League. But
I don't know. He was only at the club for 12 months. Like I think we could have got a little bit more out.
Played out of position, like several of our other players. Like again,
he was not good. He was not good.
It was time and place.
He was crap. Let's be real.
He was very underwhelming. I kept watching him going, do something, and then he just passed it sideways. I was like, come on, Vlasic. Do something. You're an attacking midfielder. He never could play those any passes forward, it was always sideways, keeping the tempo going. I was like, this bloke is so boring.
I can't agree. He never really tried to like. He never tried like really anything creative. He always stuck to the bill. He made, in my opinion, I thought he was a pretty good team player. Like he made the correct passes, but he did keep it safe a lot of the time. And again, keeping it safe a lot of the time, either you get really praised for it or you get absolutely crucified.
I agree. I really, really do.
So that's why I say time and place. It just wasn't for him.
Right, I've got 182 people in the chat. Please smash a like on the video. Right, it goes a long way. It really helps us out. Questions times from the chat. I want to chuck your questions in for the boys. Anything you like transfer related, anything disrespectful towards Mitch, I will read out, and that's about it. You know what I mean?
We do want Moyes out still. Do Moyes out, boys? It's a bit of a vague question.
I'm
not yet. The season hasn't started yet.
Not yet. You can't really sack him now, but I feel like the way it's going to go, I do feel like he's going to be out the door this season.
Same as last season. I'm Moyes in 51%, 51-49 ratio. Just only because I really don't think there's better managers available to us out there.
I'm going to be honest.
I think he's going to be there till the end.
I'm going to be honest. If he was going, there's no way West Ham are bidding for Maguire and McTominay.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So that's the best. That's the best way of summing it up. When if whatever people are hearing, it's up to them. But I strongly believe he'll be here. But he'll be here.
I hope that's true. What I just seen.
What's the source?
No, it's not. It's not true.
It's not true, no.
No, it's not true. The bid was literally submitted an hour
that
after
I will cry over.
There has not been a response to either bids yet.
Question for Allison. Hope you're well, Allison. Now Scamacca has left Pastures New. Who will wear the number 7 shirt this season, lads?
His shirt was already given, wasn't it? He changed number this season, didn't he?
No, he was 7. He was 11. No, he was
He changed this season. He wasn't going to be 7. No, I'm confused.
Number 11 or something.
No, yeah, 11. He was 7. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
7 was available.
Because what was it? There was a few number changes, weren't there?
Yeah, Paqueta moved from 11 to 10.
10, yeah.
Scamacca moved from 7 to 11.
To 11, yeah.
Yeah.
7
I would like Bowen to take it, but it's a bit too late now with all the shirts out and whatnot. It's too late.
Yeah, I know. So Daddy says, would somebody bid rejected? Oh, let's hope.
Neymar's on the market now. Apparently, Neymar wants to leave PSG. Maybe we can make him own number 7.
Yeah,
Neymar.
Apparently,
he's a Moyes type player, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is. He works hard, sticks to the bill. Great teammate as well.
Doesn't ever dive.
Yeah.
No controversy.
Like shaking his own sister.
Yeah. The issue of the players wanting to leave is becoming, as he's begged the players at the end of the last season to give one last push and he'll be leaving. He didn't. A 1-year loan swap with Ward-Prowse on Downs, leave our budget intact. What do you reckon on that? Ward-Prowse?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I know you are.
1-year loan swap.
I'd like the swap, but I mean that's a swap that ain't gonna happen, is it? Let's be honest. So
United Red. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, how highly do you all rate Muller Rice, and do you reckon he will win a big trophy with Arsenal? Honestly,
what's
for
a
me
big
personally,
trophy?
A big trophy is any major trophy, in my opinion. So that could be the FA Cup.
I've been told by people, don't keep talking about Rice, so we're not going to do it United Red. He plays for that lot in North London now, so you know what I mean. Do you think Moyes will play three centre backs if Maguire comes in?
No, we don't have enough centre backs.
I agree with Clive. What you're saying, Lucas?
It's a tricky question. I think that's up in the air.
That is up in the air.
Because
someone said to me earlier on. Someone said to me earlier on, if you go through it at the back, I need to sign wing backs, proper wing backs, fast wing backs, not Ben Johnson or Tilo Kehrer.
No, we would have to play a true 5 in the back, and I'm not talking wing backs. We'd have to play a true left back, 3 center halves, right back, not wing backs.
But a right back that could attack, though. I think that's what you're saying. Like Walker Peters, who is still on the market.
We're not going to buy 7 to 8 or 9 players, are we, to then change systems? So I think realistically, it's not going to go back to the the
Would you
beginning of
take
last season. Sure.
Would you lads take Tierney from
Yes.
Arsenal?
Yes, I would.
Oh, 100%. Him and Emerson, our two left backs, would be great. Superb.
I'm surprised Moyes hasn't really gone in for him though. I don't know why.
He's
Because
Scottish as
Arsenal
well.
probably value him at about £50 million.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I thought they were talking less. They were talking quite a bit less now because of injury prone and it wasn't going to
Yeah.
first team football. They were like talking about, was it 30 million with Newcastle?
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Someone question,
my
Mitch.
God. Go on.
Mitch, do you like everything Moyes? What's that? Do you like
Do you
everything?
like everything
Moyes?
Moyes? You schlag.
Yeah.
Do I like everything Moyes? No, because I don't like Scottish people.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That is a
100%.
lie, actually. That is a lie, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, that's a
Scottish.
lie. He loves Scott McTominay.
You love haggis. You told me.
Oh,
Third down
haggis
the-
looks horrendous.
Oh.
It
Thought
is
Haggis
bad,
was
wasn't it?
sick.
The only thing I don't think I'd mind to have from Scotland is deep fried Mars bar. That's about it.
Yeah,
I know,
facts.
mate. I know. Right. Will Antonio be here by the end of the transfer window?
Yes.
Depends if we sign a striker. Yes. No,
You-
sorry. If we sign a striker, no. is
I
what
see a
was
little.
trying to say.
I see a little link earlier on that someone was saying that he's Celtic and Leeds are looking at him.
Oh,
It's not quite the Saudi Pro League.
mate,
They're
I
hoping
think
for
he
the
would
big money.
tear the SPL apart.
He would. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think it'd be incredible.
I would hope if he goes to Leeds, there could be something arranged for Nanto to come to us.
Well, didn't
We need Antonio this
didn't
season, though.
Didn't Bamford get injured in the first game? No.
Yeah.
So
I think he
perhaps
did.
it makes sense if Leeds went for him, and they got new ownership, so they got a bit
Yeah.
of money to spend and a parachute.
Mhm.
I really
payment.
don't
They're
want
owned,
to
they're
sell
owned by the
Antonio
San
this season.
Francisco 49ers.
Mitch, how much are your Under Armour paying you?
Nothing. But if you do want to sponsor me Under Armour, you could sponsor E20 because we're all in this together.
Why did you have to put it like that?
Because he knows because he's taking the pee out of me because that's how I go. Do you know what I mean?
Ah,
Yeah,
Oi,
Mitch, I do.
James!
Evening, chaps. What have I missed? You've missed a lot. Happy Hammerette. You've missed Mitchell Gun on Rants. You've missed Mitchell Happy for once.
I'm very happy.
Well,
I'm not
Mitch-
sworn tonight. But a very good boy.
Mitch,
James has been
at
a
this-
very naughty boy. He's
at
sworn
this-
about
at
5
this
times
rate-
now.
at this rate, the left side of the screen combined could be funding the 30 million transfer for Harry Maguire.
Fact.
Top
I
left
know,
side,
mate.
top left side, not me.
Do you think we will have a new striker lined up now Scamacca has gone?
Yes, we probably have two, I'd say.
Well, lined up the same way as Declan Rice's replacement's taken about 6 weeks to be lined up.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I know.
We don't do lined up, do we? Let's be honest. We do in the moment.
Well,
Yeah, lined up would be a bit strong. I'd say we have two ideas,
Yeah.
but those
Ideas,
Apparently
ideas.
we've got
whether they happen
targets.
or not.
Except today we've got targets in France, in Germany. Apparently one of our targets that could emerge could be Nicholas Fulkrug of Mönchengladbach, who had a very good season last year. He's very immobile. And what?
You
What's going
said immobile? You mean he's
Yeah.
mobile?
No, immobile.
Which isn't
So he
good.
can't move.
Yeah, he can't move. No, he can't.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
want him.
He
That's
just
the
goes
point.
around the pitch in a wheelchair.
Because
No,
the
he's
tone
just
that you were
he's just a lump.
talking, the tone you were talking, it sounded like you were about to cook, and I was gonna let you
I
cook.
know.
Oh, no,
And then
I'm
you
not
said
cooking.
that, I was like, what?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, I wasn't cooking. I was just saying the news in a cooking fashion, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you cooked
Yeah.
earlier, and the dinner was burnt.
Yeah.
I cooked earlier, and now I need a po-po.
Oh, lovely, Mitch. Would you,
Beans. Big black
Mitch.
beans.
Mitch? Have you been out today? Have you had a few beers or something?
No, I'm just in a very good mood. I've had a very good day. So I'm in
Yeah.
a good mood. Yeah.
Hey,
Was your missus
I-
round earlier or something?
I want you to be in a miserable. I want you
She
to be in a
wasn't. That
miserable
might be
mood,
why it was so good.
I want him to not ruin mine at the very beginning of the video.
mate.
Huh?
You know me. Go on, Lucas. Carry on
Oh,
with the
we are
show,
here
mate. I got
now.
to sort the light. I got to sort the light out.
Question from Mike Smith in the chat. Thank you for your participation and support, Mike. Question: would you look at purchasing a winger for Benny, someone fast, tricky with a good pass. If we got enough money after buying 3 typical Moyes players, if the United bid is true, yes, because Benrahma is not good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I've said Doku for ages. I wanted Doku. I've wanted Doku for years.
When we were going for Borges, like, to me, that said Benny was always going to be our starter. So it depends if we're going to get a replacement in the sense of he's actually going to replace Benny in the starting lineup, or it like when we were rumoured to be going for Harvey Barnes, which I could understand.
Steiden out. Harvey Barnes should be here. Steiden out.
Yeah. Whilst
Hashtag it.
In this current situation, if we bring in a winger, I don't see them replacing Benny. I see them being a bench cog in the wheel.
Benny's nowhere near good enough.
He's not, but nor was Borges. Like, Borges wouldn't be in the starting lineup ahead of Benny, would he?
We've got Cornet, and I said I'd start Cornet against Bournemouth.
We've got Cornet. Like that's better at the minute. He's crap.
Well, he is, and I'll tell you what, Benrahma in pre-season has been bad.
Mitch just did a corner to himself.
The fact that it took you that long to think of a non-curse word to describe his performance is absolutely baffling.
His brain was going through like loads of stuff.
But good, because you're realising I'm putting in the effort to not swear. For the team.
Yeah, when he's already lost 10 pounds.
Yeah. What would you think of getting Nagelsmann in to replace Moyes?
I'd like him, but he wouldn't. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, I don't. I look, between now and the end of the season, when Moyes will probably go, there's going to be a lot of managerial changes. I don't think we should be thinking about it now, to be honest.
If we were under the Icelandics, Nagelsmann would definitely work. But under David Sullivan, no new manager will ever work at this club.
He's really gonna. He ain't gonna want to come to us. I'll tell you that now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, West Ham United, and you got David Sullivan like bossing them about.
I shouldn't say it, but bless you, Mitch.
Bless him.
Thank you. I've been nice. I deserve a blessing tonight.
He needs more than blessing.
Cornet as a backup for Bowen. Both their footers. Get Hudson Odoi to challenge Benrahma.
Hudson Odoi's going to Fulham.
Yeah.
He's going to Fulham, is he? Well, there's that one gone. You know what I'm saying? But
the mid-table this season is going to be so disgustingly bad.
Mate, I haven't seen this account for ages. West Ham Fan TV, legendary Pixel. I hope you are well, mate. I ain't seen him for time. For a long time. Hope you're good. We're going to be the biggest laughing stock if we sign Maguire. False.
No, I don't agree with that. I think we could be the last ones laughing, potentially. A bit like Lingard.
Clive, my guy. My guy.
I got you, Lucas. This right side of the screen, we've got this.
We'll be the ones laughing. We'll be the ones laughing.
I've talked nothing but facts tonight. Clive's been stealing my stuff. Like, if we sign Maguire, someone named Alvarez, it's less than twice. Lucas is licking his bum like, that's so good, Clive. Even though I literally said 5 minutes before that.
You're like the jealous stand-up comedian that says everyone takes their material.
Yeah. Look at him raged he is. Look. You know what I mean? I don't know in regards of Maguire. I really don't. Do you know what
Mitch just did was a reenactment of him and Alfie talking about McTominay to me. They were just up each other.
Mate, when them two are on it, when Mitchell and Alfie are like just colliding like that, it's just like a war zone, mate.
Oh, when they're clodding? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The fact that Maguire does not want to come to us seems to be being ignored. I agree with Trini on that. Right, let's be honest.
If that's true, I agree, but I don't know if that is true. I mean, who reported that?
Yeah, but do we have a situation that we had this time last year with Lingard and Moyes? And we're going to have the same thing.
That's different because it is because Lingard spent time physically here at the club already.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he messed everyone around for about 3 transfer windows in a row, but versus I guess it's a bit of a different situation for Maguire. Like we have to also bear in mind his majority of his career has been up north or in the Midlands, upper Midland area. Yeah. Is it more than just West Ham? Is it oh, he's got to uproot his family to London? Is it a situation where he would rather just do it for a year? You know, I think there's multiple things to it. Not that I'm trying to make an excuse for Maguire, but we have to bear in mind we've had a couple of players that have tried to move, such as Dawson, for instance, because of family reasoning.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say this. Richard says, Richard's well. I think he's in the Midlands, if I remember rightly. We need a GoFundMe for Amazon to do a documentary on this club. That would be brilliant.
We'd be a bigger laughing stock than we already are. Like, we're already a meme club. That would be the pinnacle. But what I was going to say is people turning their nose up to Maguire. Listen, I get it. But I would take it with the same grain of salt as when Craig Dawson came to the club. We all thought it was terrible.
I can't hear that. I hear that all the time. How can you compare the both?
They're two center halves that nobody rates.
Right.
Yeah. One very similar.
One was 2.2 million, and this one's going to be cost us 30 million.
Okay, he was two. Okay, and I will argue.
Maguire's better than Dawson.
I'll argue this. Even for £2 million, people still laughed at us for buying Craig Dawson.
That's true.
And no one had a positive thought.
And he was already 30 years old at that point.
Yes, no one had a positive thought about Craig Dawson, even for £2 million.
Yeah, but he wasn't first choice though, Lucas. Let's be real. But when we signed Craig Dawson, he was fourth choice, if not fifth choice. We had Balbrain at the club, Diop, Obona. So who was the other one? There was someone else here and all.
Balbrain wasn't here that time. Balbrain had just left.
Balbrain was here, 100%. Yeah,
Diop by his own admission just put himself down in the pecking order.
Like I said, this is all null and void if Maguire actually doesn't want to come to us. But I won't really believe those reports until they come from X or Steinberg. But
yeah,
until then, I get what everyone's saying that he doesn't want to come to us because if it's true, I agree. But
and also, sorry to butt in, but do you know what's ironic is we see all these managers get praised because they've got that little bit of push and pull with players and the gravity of being able to get some big players in because of their name and because of the clubs they used to work for or play for and whatnot. But when it comes to Moyes actually getting a big name, bear in mind, like whenever we tend to get a big name in the past, they're always about to retire. And I'm talking about Patrice Evra, players like Zabaleta, all of this lot that we paid. Yeah, but we pay high wages for players that are on the verge of close enough to retirement.
Pablo Zabaleta. What a man.
But like, you know, we're trying to buy a player who's still got a few years left in him and brings a big name in. Yes, a big wage bill, but he's a high profile player. He plays regularly for England. You know, I think we also need to look at the other aspects, not just going, oh, well, he's made loads of mistakes in the last couple of years. He hasn't been great. Yeah, Lingard wasn't that great. And look what we did with him.
Yeah, but something Trini just said, which I do agree with him on, is Lingard was less risk than Maguire. Maguire could cost us goals. Well, he could cost us goals in games. Like Lingard ain't going to cost us goals in games, is
he? But he could. He could be lazy in defense, lazy in transition.
If Lingard couldn't score anything, hypothetically, you don't, not to sound like Michael Owen, but you don't win games by not scoring goals.
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
It would be defensive signings a risk because they could be poor.
And again, go ahead.
You do know one thing, yeah? You do know one thing. I'm going to surprise you all now, right?
Hit me.
Oh, God.
Right? Harry Maguire used to be a centre forward, right? It would surprise me. Boys, chucked him up front. I'm telling you, right? I'm breaking that news to you, mate.
Oh my God! Do you boys remember when Diop was being tried for a strike at one point under Moyes? Do you remember that? And there was actually training him in training to be a striker.
I do remember that. Actually,
and Harry Maguire was a striker, right? I think before Sheffield United, right? He was actually a striker that got converted to a centre half. So listen, guys. Moyes could do it.
Is that why people want McTominay too? Oh, he used to play striker for United U18s. He's so good. What does that even mean?
Mate, imagine that. Like, do you know what I mean? Gemma says here, Maguire's rejected. Whether that's
no one knows yet. No one knows yet. Bids have only just gone in the last couple of hours.
I'll tell you one thing. If Matt Law said that, we're signing him.
Yeah.
Matt Law could probably be.
I lie.
There we
I
go.
lie. There is an update, but it's not for.
West Ham have been encouraged that Maguire's open to joining the club now.
Yeah. Maguire, there is no response, but Manchester United have already rejected the £30 million for McTominay. But
Good.
Maguire is still
Good.
ongoing. United
Good.
are happy to keep McTominay and value him closer to 45 million and acknowledge he could be the biggest sell they could make this summer. His international form, age, professionalism, and physical conditioning enables the club to hold out for their price point. It's also rumoured that Newcastle could also act on their interest in the midfielder.
Oh, Maguire would be class for Newcastle. And by the way, 205 people in the chat right now. Smash that like button for Scott McTominay not coming to the East End of London.
Please. Please.
Or smash it if you do want him to come anyway.
Also, apparently the discussions over Harry Maguire are ongoing. The second bid is still under consideration. However, Manchester United do...
So fair.
Well, apparently there's a compromise. Manchester United are willing to take 35 million.
Oh, you can't.
35?
Oh, no.
Oh.
No way.
Oh.
Listen, if West Ham... You like Mitch? Right?
I would stick to my guns if I was West Ham and say 30. But...
You can't. Like, there's no way he's worth £35 million.
I think he is, but
it's 5 million more. It's 5 million more.
True.
Just to get a centre back in. Like, who else are you going to bring in?
Harwood Bellis.
Milenkovic.
So, real quick though, question for the panel then: if Maguire comes in and he's going to start, he's gonna start. Like, there's no shot he doesn't.
Agree.
Are we starting him over Zuma or Gerd?
Over Zuma. I'm very worried about Zuma. Did you see him last game against Leverkusen and how slow he was when the striker ran past him?
Oh mate,
do you remember when he injured himself? I can't remember what game it was. It might have been against Newcastle or whatever, where he sort of ran back because he lost the ball. He was so slow and he put his ankle in, and that's why he got injured. He got injured from his own mistake. So ultimately,
mate, I saw people saying that Zuma wasn't too bad the other day against Leverkusen, and in my head, I was just like, "What on earth were you watching?"
Was a lot better.
He was so bad. That man was marking someone in possession at midfield, and I was like, "Where are you going?"
Great shout, Max Kilman at Wolves. Yeah,
mate. I think someone like Max Kilman, Harwood Bellis, in my opinion, that is the perfect addition to the squad, as that's an arguable third choice who can fight to take Zuma's spot, and they're young, promising. It's a win-win.
I'd rather have Kilman, because Bellis has not yet done the Premier League. If we're talking about that sort of thing,
and his age is a safer option, I would say.
Yeah, and his age, you're still looking at Harwood Bellis probably costing about 20 million, and you've got James over here arguing over 35 million over an English international player.
No, but listen, you can say that, but who are you on about? Maguire.
Yeah,
about Maguire, aren't you? Yeah.
He's 15 million more, isn't he? So yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, Clive, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, when I look at him, is he going to make us better? Yeah, short term. It ain't long term, is it?
No, it's not long term. But like, you've got to look at the bigger picture sometimes. Like I say, I think he has a big presence. Like, his name is not like not known.
This is
if I want a big presence, I'll ask Lucas to stand next to me, mate. As a big presence.
That's true.
Well, yeah, same as me. Oh. I mean, you've seen the photo of me next to freaking Mitch and Lucas. That's me getting constant.
Another person,
presence around me.
Right, Richard brings it up brilliantly. I mentioned him before. Bella Kocha. Yeah,
I agree.
We could go through the centre half tights all day long. There's about 20 I could name, which are better than Maguire.
One thing I did want to say though about what Clive was saying about Maguire, right? I don't totally disagree with him, but one thing I just thought about, right, with what he was saying about him being a big name. If we did bring Harry Maguire in, and Fever, you're talking about building towards the future. If Maguire did have a good 2-year stint in this club and had nothing but great things to say about it, that could be like some pull and leverage that we didn't see coming, and that could attract certain players.
Yeah, but you know what it is, though, Lucas,
as well.
And also, like, He's got European experience. You're talking about all these other players that have no European experience at all. Yes, all right, I want young players as well, but
I'm not saying we should sign him because of that reason, but
sometimes you need some short to sometimes you need some short to medium term signings, and in this case we do. It's no offense, but I want us to do well in a European competition or even the FA Cup next season or something. I don't want us to go get knocked out in the group stages because we decided to purchase 5 21-year-olds.
Yeah, I know, but
experience.
But then this all goes back to David Moyes at the end of the day. Yeah, and this is where I'm going to sort of leave it with him. Yeah, he's people say he's going to be walking out on Wednesday. I can't see that. Fucking no chance.
It's not happening.
No
he would have
chance.
walked already.
It's another quid.
Another
But I will donate that quid. Do you know what I mean? Because I can't. When you're going for Harry Maguire, that is not showing long-term ambition. That is showing get this geezer in.
You don't just do a transfer window of just buying long-term vision players. You have to do a bit of both.
Well, what's the bit of both we're doing? We've signed one.
Well, we're lacking.
I agree. I agree, but you can't say Alvarez is a short to medium term because he would have a solid 7 years in him.
Yeah, I know.
And
so that's the long-term project.
And
Maguire,
to be fair,
yes, short term.
Maguire is short term, but could benefit long term with what I said, and he would be more than just a player. He would bring in some leadership to this dressing room. Whether you like it or not,
that is a big point.
Whether you rate him or not, he would bring in a presence to the dressing room that we are lacking. Because I'm telling you right now, if I ever see that armband on Aaron Cresswell again, I will be fuming. I will take a personal flight to London.
Here's another thing. Let's just bear this in mind, yeah? James Ward-Prowse, hardly in England setup, yeah?
Go on.
And both Manchester United and Southampton want the same amount for the same sort of stature of player. James Ward-Prowse, they wanted 40 mil. Harry Maguire, they want 40 mil, right? But Harry Maguire, we could potentially get for 35 mil. How is Harry Maguire about the same amount of money as JWP? I mean, Harry Maguire, theoretically speaking, if you're looking at international leverage, is probably worth more.
Yeah, but the problem is, though, Clive, just to say this, right, and I'll go and be honest, the only reason why we're going for Maguire and McTominay is because Moyes is here. Simple as that. Yeah, and we're going for them to try and save his job.
I think whoever comes in next as the next manager in a year's time, I don't see Maguire being shipped off, for instance.
Yeah, I know, but you don't go out and spend £60 million on 2 players for 1 year.
Yeah, but I doubt we're going to get.
Moyes does. He's trying to save his job.
Yeah, and also I doubt we're going to get McTominay. And let's be realistic, and I would say let's just concentrate on Maguire. We're willing to spend 35 million on a player that he wants. I think Alvarez is a mix between Steiden and Moyes, perhaps more a little bit Steiden. So it's 1 for 1. Tit for tat.
Yeah, but it's like what this gentleman says here. Yeah, Slave's on 200 grand a week.
Yeah, but we don't know what we're going to get him on. He might go for less because you've got to bear in mind the next 12 months is not only huge for Maguire, but it could be the catalyst of his career. We have to bear in mind he's 30 years old. The next competition could potentially be his last Euros for England. He wants to be in that squad. He will work harder than perhaps any other player just to prove a point to get into that England national team.
That's a good
and that could be a good thing for us. That could help his form. The same way as but it worked for Lingard. Lingard wanted to push himself back into the England squad. It worked.
Yeah, but Lingard was a short-term fix. Yeah, that paid off.
Yeah, but we wanted him on the long term. We wanted him, didn't we?
Yeah, but we didn't get him, though, did we, Clive?
But we've wanted him for 3 transfer windows in a row.
Right.
So besides the point.
Yeah, but he's not worth 30. Well, he's worth 30 million. I would say 30 million is about right where I'm at. I think you're paying for 30 million for an England international is a pretty decent fee, but he's not worth more than that. Not a chance. Not when I can go out and find other players who's better.
For 5 million extra, even if it was add-ons or something, I don't care. I think for 5 million extra, knowing that we've got the amount of money we've got from the Declan Rice sale, I think 35 million's fine.
But is that because it's at this point in the window? At the start of the window, I would have completely disagreed. At this point, I agree with you, Clive, because I just think we do need a centre back in now, and we do need a leader. So If
The
we
goals-
have to pay 35 million for Maguire, even though I
Yeah.
do think it is overpriced, I would pay it.
In terms of players, I think I've said it a couple of times. I would rather have had Jonathan Tah.
Mm.
That I mean, he's what, 3 years younger.
There's loads
He
of better options.
Yeah,
in my
but
opinion.
he plays for the German national team. Yes, not that often, and he's been at
boys,
Bayern
I'm
Leverkusen
sorry,
for
I've got to
about
make
8
a
or
move.
9 years.
Go on, mate.
Oh, God. But you know, that's the sort of player I would like to have had. But if we're that hell bent on getting Maguire, I don't want us to mess about when we could get this done and out of the way now and concentrate on other targets, whether it's a striker, a left wing, or something. I think for just the 5 million, just take it on the chin. The
Yeah, no,
5
but
million, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I know we have a little bit of a debate about this, but I understand what you're saying. But if Moyes had 2 years on his deal, I don't think he would look at Harry Maguire. Like, I just don't.
No, I don't think that's the. I don't think that's the case because theoretically, all right. Let's say let's say our owners do sack. No manager, and every manager knows they're not guaranteed to keep their job. Usually, I mean, yes, all right. Moyes might be thinking, well, last season I got away with it. You know, I managed to, lose as many games, and I said before the World Cup he should have gone and whatnot like that. But ultimately, I actually don't. I think Moyes knows he's gone in 12 months, regardless. So I don't think it's about saving his job. I think it's just doing a big enough job to go, do you know what? I'm not damaged goods. Whoever wants me after West Ham, I'm here and available. I think that's the truth.
I think that's fair, and that's fair because, like,
yeah, because no manager's job is safe. You could spend all summer. Chelsea did it last season. They spent all the money they did, and they went through 2 or 3 managers. No manager is safe. It's how this world works.
Why would Moyes throw in the towel when he doesn't have to, or he doesn't want to? So, like, and again, he wants to save his job. And again, I've said it a million times. I blame no man on a personal level that wants to save their job to their own accord, especially when it's in their own hands. Or actually, no, it's half and half. He has to rely on the players, but he sets up the team. So I get it. I think it's fair.
See, like, I hear this rumor all the time. Yeah, I've heard it on this channel like all night. I just don't believe that's happening because I just think like I'll be very, very stunned if West Ham are going to sack Moyes 3 days.
Why would they do it now?
Yeah, they wouldn't do it now. They would have done it today. Like, I'm not being funny. What's Wednesday got to do with it? That's the way I look at it. Like, why has it got to be a specific date? Like, if you're going to sack him,
is it a holy day on Wednesday in England?
It's got to be something. Do you know what I mean?
The only thing I can think of is Ash Wednesday, and that's straight after Pancake Day, also known as Shrove Tuesday.
Shout out!
And all I care about is exactly. And all I care about is them.
Y'all don't get enough sugar. Y'all don't get enough sugar, so you're.
I tell you what,
Mitch's
had enough sugar to last him a lifetime tonight. He's sacked. He's trying to save his job. It's obvious. You have to blink and think otherwise. His targets are short term, safe, and do not improve us.
I wouldn't say it doesn't improve us, but I think I'll say this for Trini, who I do like. I respect his opinions. Yes, everyone knows he's trying to save his job. His targets are short term. Some of them you could say that, but I disagree. They would improve us, but for how long you think? That's up to you. They're not
short term. You could argue, yes, all right. Maguire's more of a short term, but Alvarez is not short term. If anyone says that, then you're on another level. But look, every manager's trying to save their job. But like I said, I think Moyes is in a lose-lose situation. He knows, regardless of how the season goes, he's not going to get sacked. There won't be a compensation for him. He's going to be there to the end of the season. If anything, it's just to prove a point for wherever he goes next.
Yeah, like what Drano says here, and big up to Drano. Hope you're well, Dennis. Yeah, the bids have been rejected, so let's move on. Let's get a younger defender with some pace, right?
Only one bid's been rejected.
Right, we can debate whether we want him or not. He's too big for our club. His words. So, you know the rest. I agree with him. I look at him and I look at us, and we are so slow at the back. Yeah, we will get done on the counter. Yeah, if they're playing against teams, we get done easy.
Apparently,
half of our defense is slow.
Apparently, we are deciding whether to go back with an improved offer for Scott McTominay or to focus on other targets. It is understood we have not given up on pursuing James Ward-Prowse.
Big up to Strictly Sports. Hope you're well, mate.
No,
Go
both
on.
bids have not been rejected yet. Only McTominay so far, and the other bid is probably not going to be accepted. But we have to bear in mind that it's
that's a good
being
ultimatum
under
for you, Fever.
consideration.
What's
Gun to
that?
your head. Scott McTominay, James Ward-Prowse, £40 million. And don't say no, and don't give me that BS.
Right,
Like,
please do like and subscribe to the channel. We're out of it. So.
don't give me that
Come on,
BS
James.
like the other week when I was in chat. Neither. Gun to your head. You have to pick one.
Oh, mate. I'll pick the bullet.
The man cannot answer.
Right
a
there,
question.
please. Nah, I'll tell you what. I'll be real. For me, you'd probably go with JWP just for the simple fact that he offers more goals than what Tomley does.
And that's all I want. I don't even want you to elaborate. I just wanted to hear it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
For the
I know you
banter.
tried to like get me in there. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Anger, hope you're well. Honestly, didn't think we would have anyone coming in before the deadline. Hopefully, Alvarez gets done, and it's the catalyst. Yeah, so do I, mate. That's me. It's come out
Wait. Hold on.
breaking news.
Strictly Sports is saying Alex Crook reported. Oh, it's definitely a lie then. He is so trash.
Yeah,
He is blatant rubbish.
just ask Lucas Paqueta what he thinks of Alex Crook.
Yeah,
Do you know
right.
what I mean? So I'm saying, but I don't know.
So what
Listen.
are we saying?
For me to round this up for tonight, I think Maguire will get done. I think it does get done. I don't see anyone paying the stupid money that we're going to pay. I think Man United know that we want him. They know Moyes wants him, and that's a bit of a problem because then they can sort of push the fee up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? We need another club to come in, really, and if we're the only club bidding for him, then we will get him. If someone else comes in, I think he'll blow us out the water and move on. Do you know what I'm saying? I really do. McTominay, not for me. People want him. I don't get the hype. I don't rate him. £40 million. No, it's a joke.
Real quick, can you answer me this question? Do you think, and I just want to know your opinion, this isn't to like boost anything or not. Do you think McTominay is a sideways step to Souček or an improvement or a regression?
Or for 45 million, sideways step.
Let's call it.
Regression.
Actually, yeah, let's call it 40 because that's apparently what they want. Or no, they want 45. So
they want 45, but I reckon they'd accept 40 ultimately.
Okay,
Because the same with Maguire, apparently they would take 35 instead of 40. So, look, for that amount of money compared to what we got Souček for, then that's somewhat a bit of a regression, in my opinion.
Okay, that's basically what I was going to ask to Fever, but thank you for answering because I was going to ask you anyway.
Thanks.
No, I can't have it. Right, I think they're both as bad as one another. I think Scott McTominay's okay. Yeah, I think he's an okay player.
Me personally, I think Scott McTominay has qualities that Souček does not possess, and Souček has qualities that Scott McTominay does not possess.
Yeah, but
and to me, Scott McTominay's qualities that he does have are not really that much better to Souček. So for me, it's a sideways step.
Yeah, but no one's coming in for him, mate. If he's this sort of player,
that's another thing too. I just don't see Souček being replaced while Moyes is here. Even though I want it and I love Thomas Souček, he's just not going to get replaced.
People are not going to come in for Maguire because of the high wage demand. That's why you're not going to see a lot of clubs going for Maguire on that basis.
Well, for me, I look at it like this year. McTominay for me is just not. He's just not the right one. Like when we've been linked with Fofana and Sangari, and I look at Scott McTominay, that is just, I ain't gonna say it's like a cheap option, but it's an expensive option because Man United know what they're doing when it comes to transfers.
Fofana against Arsenal the other day, and again, disclaimer: I don't support United. I don't watch Scott McTominay week in and week out, but I'm confident that I can say that Yusuf Fofana against Arsenal in that friendly or that preseason friendly looked way better than I've ever seen Scott McTominay in a United kit.
Bang on.
That to me is why I do not want Scott McTominay. Like in my opinion, he will not peak like even Souček's first season. Souček's first season was very good, and I don't even see Scott McTominay being close to that if he comes in. I think he will be bang average.
Right, Joe, when like Man United get their sort of players from old, right? And they used to go right. Some of their like players that they used to have, like their homegrown players, and they want to flog them. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, they probably end up at Everton or Blackburn or somewhere like that. Yeah, just to get them out of Manchester. Yeah, that's what I see with Scott McTominay. I just don't see him as a sparkling signing. Like I'm not getting pumped up thinking, yes, we're going to get Scott McTominay and he's going to be amazing. I just don't.
The only thing I can get behind with Scott McTominay to round it off for me, he suits Moyes' system, and that's about it. He has no redeeming qualities, in my opinion. He's good, or that's a lie because he has a few. He's good in the air. He can drive the ball forward. People say he's a better passer than Souček. That's not hard.
Yeah,
but he's not. He doesn't make any progressive passes at all.
Yeah, but what I can't understand is that you got £40 million, yeah, that you're going to put in. And you're telling me that you won't put the same money towards Yusuf Fofana, who's better. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? That's where I don't get. That's, you know what I mean?
Clive, or read that question out.
So Tony Ryan 72 says Danny Murphy on TalkSport, McTominay too good for West Ham, and then
Danny Murphy.
I'm not going to say the end, but
me neither.
To do with,
he is an absolute C next Tuesday. He knows absolutely nothing about ball.
TalkSport is all about bait and clicks. That's all it is. It's I take what TalkSport say with a pinch of salt half the time.
See, I'm going to be honest, yeah, and big up to Bubbling Irons, right? According to Bubbling Irons, McTominay's maps almost identical to Souček's according to statistics, and if there's any improvement, it's beyond like marginal as an improvement.
And like Fever said, shout out to Babbling Irons. They do great stuff.
Good boys, them. Yeah, listen, go over and subscribe to them boys. They do good stuff, and they don't talk rubbish. See, like. I look at this, yeah.
I love what they said, though. That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. The margin, there's like the margin is so thin on improvement between Souček and McTominay. It's literally paper thin.
Yeah, and I agree on that. See, look, I agree with this comment, yeah, about Turan. Like he's sitting in Nice, right? You go and drop in a 45 million pound bid for him. Go and get him out.
I'd rather pay 70 million pound for K-Frem Turan than.
I was about to say I'd have Thuram. Like I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, I don't like young players." Thuram's 22. I rate him. I think he's a good player. I'd take him.
I'm forever blowing chances, bloody chance in the box. They fly so high, they reach the sky, and like my dreams, they fade and die. I love that.
And to end it on that, right? We will end it on this, right? Listen. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please do like the video. Smash the like button. Goes a long way. Check out all the membership perks. Obviously, hit the notification bell. That goes a long way too. I want to apologise to all the people in the chat tonight for Mitch's antics. He is just a odd one.
And I would like to apologise to everyone in the chat on behalf of me and Clive for Mitch and Fever's swearing. They will be contributing towards the swear jar. And like Fever said, we really appreciate your guys' support. It's much appreciated. 202 people in the chat right now. If you could smash the like button, we're trying to get to 100 every single video. And like he said, if you want to become a member, the link is in the description. And we just dropped some of our first membership content today and last week. Fever done his betting preview last week. He's going to do it again this week.
I'm going to say something about that.
And then me and Alfie dropped our tactical analysis for Bournemouth today, and I thought it was decent for the first one.
No, that weren't decent, mate. That was very, very good. Very good. Listen, right, I watched all of that, and Alfie surprised me today. WestHamOnline. He actually did surprise me. Do you know what I mean? For once in my life, I was surprised by that man. Do you know what I mean? And he got everything pretty much spot on in what he was saying. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, listen, fair places. Really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Is that all? Is that all, gentlemen?
That is all from us. You know what I mean? Mitch is sacked, and that's coming from me.
And we will see. We will see you guys. If no news breaks, we'll probably see you Thursday with a video for a pre-match preview. And if you're a member, you'll be seeing some stuff from Fever. But until then, I will be doing a watch along on Saturday for Bournemouth. It should be an absolute corker. We love you all. Thank you for your participation and support. Until next time, bye-bye.